What if I told you that a career-ending injury actually saved a Hall of Fame career? This is the incredible story of Trevor Hoffman, a man who turned every obstacle into an opportunity and every setback into a comeback. His journey from an undersized infielder with a congenital health condition to one of baseball's most dominant closers is a masterclass in resilience, adaptation, and the power of never giving up. Trevor Hoffman's path to baseball immortality was anything but conventional. Born in Bellflower, California in 1967 with only one kidney due to a rare arterial blockage, he was forced to avoid contact sports like football and wrestling. This physical limitation, which could have derailed most athletic dreams, instead steered him toward baseball. The University of Arizona was initially hesitant to honor his scholarship, concerned about liability if his remaining kidney were injured. What seemed like a limitation became the foundation of his character, teaching him early that obstacles were simply puzzles to be solved. But here's where Hoffman's story gets even more remarkable. He didn't start as a pitcher. Throughout high school and college, Hoffman was a shortstop. A 150-pound infielder with quick hands and a strong arm, he was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds in the 11th round of 1989 as a position player. His conversion to pitching came 2 years later when scout Jeff Barton noticed his throwing strength and suggested he try the mound. This willingness to completely reinvent himself would become Hoffman's defining characteristic throughout his career. The transition to the San Diego Padres in 1993 marked one of the most challenging periods of his professional life. He arrived as part of the Gary Sheffield trade, a deal that infuriated Padres fans who saw their popular slugger shipped away for unknown players. Hoffman became the symbolic target of their frustration. The boos were merciless. His debut performance validated every fan's worst fear when he gave up 3 runs in a single inning. Over his first 3 outings, he allowed 8 runs and blew his first save opportunity. The hostile environment could have broken a lesser player, but for Hoffman, it created the perfect backdrop for what would become one of baseball's greatest redemption stories. Then came the moment that should have ended Trevor Hoffman's career, but instead launched him toward greatness. During the 1994 MLB players' strike, while playing beach volleyball to stay in shape, Hoffman made what he later described as an overzealous dive for a pancake-type stop. He felt his arm kinda lose its pressure, a sensation that would change everything. The diagnosis was devastating, a torn rotator cuff that required surgery and resulted in permanent velocity loss. His fastball, which had reached 95 mph and formed the foundation of his power pitching approach, dropped below 90 mph and would never return to its former strength. For most pitchers, this would represent career suicide. The closer role in baseball is traditionally dominated by power arms throwing triple-digit heat, intimidating hitters with pure velocity. Hoffman found himself in an impossible situation, a closer who could no longer overpower anyone. Yet rather than accept defeat, he chose to completely reinvent his approach to pitching. The 1995 season became a year of transition as he pitched with a compromised shoulder while searching for a new identity on the mound. Despite his physical limitations, he still managed 31 saves with a 3.88 ERA, proving that his baseball instincts remained sharp even as his fastball abandoned him. The solution to Hoffman's dilemma came from the most unlikely source, a casual bullpen conversation with teammate Donnie Elliott. Hoffman simply asked Elliott how he gripped his changeup, a question that would give birth to a Hall of Fame pitch. Elliott showed him a grip involving rotating the ball and resting the middle and ring fingers along the seam. But Hoffman experimented further, pushing the ball deeper into his palm to create what became known as a palm ball grip. The technical genius lay in the final detail. At the moment of release, Hoffman would pinch the seam of the baseball between his thumb and index finger, creating maximum deception. The pitch that emerged from this experimentation was nothing short of magical. Hoffman threw his changeup with identical arm speed to his fastball, ensuring that hitters saw the same delivery and initial movement they expected from his heater. However, the ball emerged 20 mph slower, ranging from 73 to 76 mph, creating a devastating speed differential that left batters swinging wildly at thin air. Teammates nicknamed it the Bugs Bunny pitch for its comical, gravity-defying action. Opposing players struggled to describe its effect, with Dodgers catcher Paul Lo famously stating, "It's like it has a parachute on it." This mastery of deception, built on guile rather than raw power, transformed Hoffman into one of baseball's most feared competitors. With his signature pitch perfected, Hoffman's career exploded into sustained excellence. He secured the closer role for the Padres in 1994 and embarked on a period of dominance that redefined consistency at the position. From 1996 to 2002, he recorded at least 30 saves in every single season, a remarkable achievement in a role known for its volatility. His pinnacle came in 1998 when he set an MLB record with 41 consecutive converted saves while posting a career-best 1.48 ERA and 53 total saves. This performance earned him a second-place finish in the National League Cy Young Award voting, validating his status among the game's elite pitchers. But perhaps even more iconic than his statistics was the ritual that surrounded his appearances. On July 25, 1998, Trevor Time was born when AC/DC's Hell's Bells first thundered through Qualcomm Stadium as Hoffman jogged from the bullpen. The tradition wasn't his idea but came from Padres salesman Chip Bowers, who recognized the symbolic resonance of tolling bells in San Diego's Mission City. The sound of those bells, combined with Hoffman's menacing high-kick delivery displayed on the scoreboard, created a Pavlovian response among Padres faithful. Fans would rise as one, the stadium would shake with excitement, and even opposing players admitted to getting goosebumps during the entrance. The transformation in his relationship with San Diego fans represents one of sports' most compelling redemption arcs. The same supporters who had booed him mercilessly upon his arrival now stood and cheered every time those bells announced his entrance. Through sheer excellence and unwavering professionalism, he had won over an entire city. After Tony Gwynn's retirement in 2001, Hoffman became the face of the franchise, embodying the resilient spirit of San Diego baseball. His consistent performance proved his value night after night, year after year, creating a bond with the community that transcended simple athletic achievement. However, Hoffman's physical trials were far from over. After the 2002 season, he required 2 additional shoulder surgeries, one to repair another torn rotator cuff and another to address arthritic degeneration in his clavicle. These procedures forced him to miss most of the 2003 season, leading many to speculate that his career was finally finished. The baseball world watched as the 36-year-old closer faced the reality that his body might no longer be able to withstand the demands of his position. Instead of accepting retirement, Hoffman mounted yet another comeback that showcased his extraordinary mental fortitude. He returned in September 2003 and came back in 2004 as good as new, recording 41 saves with a 2.30 ERA while passing legends Jeff Reardon and Dennis Eckersley on the all-time saves list. His longevity became a testament to both physical conditioning and mental toughness, as he compiled 15 seasons with at least 20 saves and 14 seasons with at least 30 saves. Even when he experienced his most devastating professional moment in 2007, blowing a save to Tony Gwynn Jr. in the final days of the season that cost the Padres a playoff spot, he responded with characteristic resilience, recording 30 saves the following year. Hoffman's Hall of Fame election in 2018, with 79.9% of the vote, represented the culmination of one of baseball's most improbable journeys. His .601 career saves placed him second all-time, but the numbers only scratched the surface of his impact. He had pitched 1,089.1 innings over his career, more than all but one other Hall of Fame reliever, demonstrating remarkable durability and consistency. More importantly, he had redefined what it meant to be a closer, proving that strategic intelligence, command, and deception could be just as dominant as raw velocity. Today, Trevor Hoffman's legacy extends far beyond his playing statistics. His lifelong experience with one kidney has become the foundation of a deeply personal, philanthropic mission. He remains actively involved with the National Kidney Foundation, feeling a special connection to others facing similar health challenges. During his playing career, he donated $200 for every save and regularly hosted children undergoing dialysis at Padres home games, turning his platform into a force for community good. This commitment to service was instilled early by his mother, who ensured that Trevor and his siblings participated in church projects